I mean, yeah, I could see one, two, or three of them doing it, but that's only realistically because there's a lot of, desperation comes in for a lot of leagues trying to break in, and I guess this is where a lot of people say, hey, we get competitive. There's a lot of, new leagues come in. They want to throw money around to try to get these people on them to build them up. So they'll throw a lot of money, and then all of a sudden, the rappers feel like they can get that from everyone. I feel like battlers could, there's no reason, not of battling alone, but I mean, using battle rap today for what it was used for 10 years ago, which was building your brand, getting people to recognize you. Your brand is worth money, and that's something that a lot of these battle rappers don't take advantage of. The fact that you're getting this many views, you have this amount of clout in the game. You should be able to go do mini tours where you're getting paid $500 to $1,000 a show, and lock down 5 shows, in a 7-day span or something like that, and make a quick 5 racks or something. Like, take advantage of the brand you've built. That's what I mean. If companies are paying to have their logos on the video, then that should be clicking in these rappers' heads that my face is on these videos. So I'm getting what these companies are paying for. I should be benefiting from it the same way that these companies are, learning how to turn profit from it and expand your brand and build off it. You can't just rely on other people to do the work for you your whole life. And that's why I feel like a lot of battle rappers are getting confused. They're just trying to battle and be content of just battle rap. You gotta understand that, when you're paying these rappers, you're paying for their name, you're paying for their brand. Along with the brand has to come demand. So you as an investor, you gotta look at it like, okay, my investment could be more solid on getting a name where I'm not going to be competing with someone else pushing that name as well. You know what I mean? And that's basically what it comes down to. I mean, I think the same way sometimes because you have to think logistically and, think about the reality of the situation. I mean, your value of, let's just say I'm going to grab rapper A, you know what I mean? And he has 4 battles coming up in the next month. And then there's rapper B, and as far as stats and everything go, they're kind of on the same level. But rapper B is going to sound more interesting to us because they don't have 5 battles going to be coming out at the same time, which means there's going to be a little more excitement about his 1 battle that's coming out rather than the 5, because it's like anything, right? Like when you have too much of something to watch, you're not going to be too interested to always go and watch it. It's the demand of something coming up next, or wondering what's going to happen, and the thought process of even thinking like, oh, what will happen if this guy battles this guy? But when you're out battling everybody, man, you're not leaving much for people to think and fathom on and, have that building thought. And that's why I always said, even like, you look at it the same way. Even you see boxers go out and, they knock people out in 1 round, doesn't mean they're fighting the next month. They wait 3-4 months because they know that demand brings everything. Floyd Mayweather couldn't sell that many pay-per-views every weekend. He does it every couple months because there's a demand to watch him fight. We're all investing money into this. You don't want to lose your investment. You want to make sure that, you're getting the best for your dollar, because that's what's building your company. If you're not thinking like that, then you're only hurting your company and the other people involved in it, from everyone from staff down to the rappers, right? Because every move you make, you want to benefit every different little aspect of it. Even when I set up a battle, I'm like, oh, crazy, I just got Rum Nitty versus B Magic. Not only is this good for King of the Dot, this is good for the rappers. It's showing that rappers that as you come up, there is a light at the end of the tunnel to get these guys. As long as there's good performances, it's gonna, that battle, cool, B Magic and King of the Dot, it's gonna excite a bunch of other rappers to, keep doing their thing. So that's why I tell people, push your brand, because there's so many more opportunities you don't know who's watching, but you gotta put yourself out there outside of that video. You can't just rely, I always looked at it like this, when you grew up and you had your friends that were really good at rapping, and all the time they're like, oh, I should be on a big stage right now. It's like, yeah, but you rapping in a basement. And they're like, yeah, but I'm good, but you rapping in a basement. Go rap somewhere where people are gonna notice you. Go out there and, and I know that sounds stupid talking about battle rap because they're doing that, but I'm talking about the other avenues that you can expand your brand in battle rap. You see people doing it, man, like all the time, like, people like even Epic Mealtime, you see these people showing interest in battle rap. Try to take advantage of that stuff. Try to, incorporate yourself with that stuff, brand yourself with them, appeal to their fan base, do stuff that can reach, because they're pushing their fan base onto us. Now it's the rapper's job to grab that fan base and keep it, The leagues can only do so much. especially with our workload and trying to throw events and do this internationally and keep the business legit, taxes and all the other headaches. Without our brand being good, then everything we've done in the past goes to waste. Everything the rappers have done for us, their name being associated with us, has gone to waste. We want to make sure that having KOTD beside a rapper's name on YouTube in a title means something. It's a positive thing for the rapper. So it took us about 3-4 years. I was very skeptical on it at first because the content that you create and everything, you kind of we didn't really know how to tackle the bootlegging issue and everything like that. And not only that, a lot of the rappers at that point when battle rap first spawned, views were dollars. It was all about, I got 100,000 views. I'm the man. That kind of faded over the years. But when that was new, you didn't want to put something else early on a different platform to take away from future views, because that's what people were paying attention to. That's what the rappers were paying attention to. Why would I go battle there when I can get 100,000 views here? You know what I mean? So it took a little while for us to get in the pay-per-view. What it helped us do was, pay rappers, pay staff. A lot of people worked pro bono for a long time, still are. A lot of people do this and don't make a lot of money, including rappers, including league owners, a lot of people. It's not a very lucrative thing, right? But the pay-per-view definitely helped that a little bit as far as us throwing the mega events and tackling it all. But I mean, it's not something I'd advise small leagues to try, because you're going to lose money. It costs money to operate, and once you have a failure of an event, that's it. It's all downhill from there. I mean, your brand survives off your last move. You know what I mean? So if you're not too successful, you have to build up to be to the point where you have the clout to hold a pay-per-view. And that's why I like, just saying, I relate battle rap to MMA so much, just because there are so many, same with boxing, there's so many comparisons, you know what I mean? You're not gonna see, Jimmy Bob's Fighting League pay-per-view being promoted tonight, you know what I mean? Where Billy Bob versus Sammy, you know what I mean, is the fight, because no one cares. You know what I mean? You're just wasting money paying for the production team to do that stuff. You're burning future bridges by, letting people watch you fail, trying to achieve something that you're not ready to do yet. So we were very strategic with how we did stuff. We're still very strategic in how we do, and we're trying to, a lot of people be, why don't you guys do the live pay-per-view? And it's simply because, the production budget is so intense, the workload on the day of the event is so intense, and it's just so much easier to do it the next day. It gives us a little more of a budget to pay the rappers, make the cards better and stuff like that. And the more budget we have to play with, the better the events are for the fans, you know what I mean? So everybody should want the leagues to be making money, because we're not greedy people. If we were greedy people, this gold chain would be a lot thicker, you know what I mean? But it's not.